I said to myself, God, if you take me out on a limb and I fall off, that means you're teaching me how to fly. God, now I'm on the limb, so you have to teach me how to fly.
The Alric Show, inspiration, motivation, one vision, hope to one new generation. Together we can live and learn. Yes, we're one family on the Alric Show.
Hi, I'm Alric and welcome to the show. My guest today says that it would appear as if since birth, all odds were against her. But today she's singing a different tune. Anne-Marie Morant James, how are you?
I'm excellent, sir.
You're excellent.
Yes, I
in
am.
all your ways.
Yes.
Man, how has it been? You're sitting now and remembering those days when life just tough. Is my description right? Tough?
Negative tough.
Negative tough.
Yes.
Mercy. Take me to those early years, Anne-Marie.
Well, I remember growing up, we were so poor that I fall number 6 in the line, so you know that I get everything. And
in terms of children?
Yes, yes, I fall number 6 in line. So it was really tough that we couldn't even find food. My biggest breakfast some of the days were one roast banana with a cup of tea,
So
like bush tea.
How many children in total?
8 in all.
8, and you're
Yes,
6. Okay.
number 6. So my younger siblings, I was always looking out for them, making sure that they have something to eat.
But why is it that you have to be looking out for your
No,
younger
I wasn't. My parents were, but my parents would make sure that we are okay, but I make sure that they are okay before I am okay.
Really?
Yes.
Why is that? Where got that selflessness from?
Well, I think unconditional love plays a very important part of it. If they were okay, I am okay. And if I was okay, my parents were okay. Yes.
What was life like in the family, at home?
Well, at home, I have 4 brothers, 4 sisters. 3 sisters, rather, and I would be number 4. So it was like my siblings, my brothers especially, they were very protective. My father was a cane cutter. He would go and cut the cane in the cane fields, like when they burn the cane for the sugar. And my mom would do odds job, like washing for people, picking up coffee, just to make sure that we have something to eat. So it was like not the best thing that you'd have wanted for a child. As we grow up, my older siblings would have moved out. My first 2 siblings would have lived with my first sister that were like very much older than we were. And their brothers now, because I have 2 brothers that are like behind each other. And they would go and live with our cousin because by then we were growing up. We were growing out a 1-room house.
1 room.
Yes, so they would live with my cousins. They would come back in the evening for their dinners, because when mom could afford it. Anything mom provide, we all eat.
That mentality to satisfy and to accept what is provided, we're not seeing a lot of that these days from youngsters.
Well, I was told by my mom, listen, what you weren't born with, you can live without. And she said to us, listen, never beg for food and never beg anybody for anything. Never steal anything to survive. So with that, we grew up and know that, listen, we have to look out for each other, and no matter what it is, we have to stay the course and know that, listen, we are not going to beg and nobody's going to know. There are days that I will be coming from school and all we had was some cassava, tough cassava. In those days, it weren't cassava, it was kisada, because they were so tough. You could practically play baseball with them because they were really tough, and all we had was some little fry oil with some scallion and pour over it, and we'd come from school and that's all we had. We did not beg any food or go to our neighbors or our uncles or so on. We satisfied with what we had, sir.
Whoa. Now, going to school,
Yes.
how difficult was that?
Well, that was really a challenge. That was where our challenge came in because my siblings, they dropped out of school because they couldn't afford it. And I was next in line to drop out of school. So at the age of 14, going to school, I used to be like, once a week I would go to school, sometimes no time. I would go to school one day so that my siblings, my smaller siblings could continue. Then my smaller brother, I still call him my younger brother. So if I buy lunch, he save his money to let the little sister go to school the next day. If he buy lunch, I save my money. So to let our little sister go to school, we would share our lunch with each other. Nobody would know that we have only one lunch, and we were happy. We'd sit underneath the almond tree and sit on the tire and would eat our lunch and save the money so that our little sister could go to school the next day. So with that responsibility really came on us. And we really had unconditional love. We want to make sure that, listen to me, you are okay.
Wow.
And as long as we had each other, we were okay.
No money and all that, but the love was there.
Yes.
How important has that been for the family throughout the years?
Well, it has played a very important part. It has caused me to do some selfless things.
Yes.
And it has caused my little brother and I to really, we have kept that bond throughout the years. Regrettably, my little sister passed away.
Yeah, how did she?
She was 16. She was hit by a car. And it was so rough that I don't think my little brother got over it. It was like from 1995, right after my dad died. So that was really tough, but we still had each other, and they were all siblings because my little brother followed me. So we kept that bond, you know, and that was it. No matter where we would go, you'd always see the three of us. Then she was taken away. Then it was the two of us. Although we had older siblings, but they were adults, you know. So, but we still kept the love on, you know.
You still cry about your sister, Anne-Marie.
It's the love. Yeah.
Miss her so much, yeah?
And thinking about what we have been through together with our parents, they were so protective. They would never leave us at our uncle's home. It's only one sibling my mom would let stay with us. That was the brother that I followed, Dwight. Dwight was like a protector. He would make sure that we were bathed. He plait our hair. He would feed us and wouldn't let us leave the home until mom gets here. And if mom was going on a day job and my father is at the cane field, the only person mom would leave was Dwight, nobody else.
Tell me about Daddy. Tell me about your father.
My father was a lot like my father. He was about lighter complexion than I am, very handsome, full eyes. My dad was like very jovial. He worked hard, you know, and no matter what happened, he would make sure that he comes home with something for us to eat on the payday, because he knew that we had nothing at home on a Thursday. When he's coming in, he would buy like one bread, 2 pounds of sugar, 1 pack of cocoa, 2 pack of quenchade, and come home for us to eat before mom go to the shop to buy something for dinner, because he knew we were hungry, you know. And he was just so loving. He was very playful. My mom wasn't the playful type of person, but my dad was so playful, you know. And yeah, it was real love, genuine love.
Real love,
Yeah.
It was and still is. We take a break. When we come back, we continue our story with Anne-Marie Morant James.
Alex Show.
Welcome back to the show. My guest today is Anne-Marie Morant James. She said her family was dirt poor, but more than anything else, they had love in the home.
Yes.
Yes, Anne-Marie,
Yes,
going
sir.
to school, how difficult was that?
I dropped out of school at the age of 14 so that my smaller siblings could continue. Because if I had gone to school, they wouldn't have got the chance to learn. And I was street smart, and nobody could fool me then.
Yeah.
You know, so dropping out of school, that was like, I didn't even realize, because I wasn't even going to school. I was like a school inspector, just going once in a while to make sure that I was there.
Yeah.
And what finished write me off where going to school is concerned, my brother that I follow chose to get a girl pregnant at the age of 16.
Boy.
That boy. And when the child was born, he was 17. And then my sister, that like 6 years my senior, she had a son, and one was born. Well, as a matter of fact, tomorrow will be with the girl's birthday. December will be the boy's birthday. They're going to be 33. So they brought them home, and that was a very good reason for me to stop going to school as well. Because
And that
they
was it?
asked me if I could stop from school and take care of the kids, and they would send me back to evening class. That never happened. So I became a teenage mother at the age of 14 with my siblings' children. And I was there for them 100%.
How did you navigate that at 14?
I don't know. Well, my brother would go out and work, like what you call the aki truck, and would come and make sure in the evening, 'cause he was very responsible.
Right.
And he would make sure that we were okay with the kids and take care of the kids. And, you know, he was there. My brother was there. He stood his ground.
Yeah.
Regrettably, he got another child at the age of 17.
Let me tell you, say a hot boy.
Yes. You know, so that was it. So there goes my education. And I became a Christian at the age of 16. But I have some passages of scriptures that I memorized, like
Yes.
Psalms 100, Psalms 23, St. Matthew 5 from verse 1 to 11, and I memorized them. So when they asked me to do the devotion in church, of course, I can read very well because I memorized them from going to school.
Oh, so
And
they'll
went to
think that
Sunday
you're
school.
actually reading.
Yes, but I memorized them. But any day they chose a scripture and asked me to read it, God help me. Because by then, when they asked me to read a scripture that they have selected, then I would be counting the words. And I would take so long that they would just take the scripture and continue finishing it. And then there goes my embarrassment. I'll hang my head in shame and go right back to my seat. So this came into my face when I decided I wanted to go to Bible college. My pastor said, who wants to go into the ministry? Of course, I didn't understand. I thought he meant the church there, but I said yes. And before I knew it, I was in Bible college. And I was there. My grades were so bad. I didn't know what I was doing. I didn't understand anything. I don't know. I didn't even know what was theology. I have no idea. So they had this thing called college reading in the morning, in every Friday morning, and it was my turn to read the Bible. And man, it was so bad.
How did that affect your self-esteem?
I didn't believe in myself. Well, I didn't really believe in myself. I didn't even look into the mirror until I was 17 because I was told that I was so ugly. I was told that I looked like a certain kind of animal. I was told that my feet were so ugly. As a result of how sick I was, my skin was full of like spots that they call me Easterborn. And they used to sing a song for me. I was bullied of it because of it. They used to sing a song for me that every time they see me and the street, they would sing a song, Spotty Groupie, some other Spotty Groupie. And of course I felt bad.
Yeah.
Because I knew I was ugly, I didn't look into the mirror.
You started to believe it.
No, I believe it. They told me because you're hearing something from a child, from your siblings coming up and your cousins all around you, that you're ugly. You're going to believe. My hair was so awful. My hair was like this. They said I have hog hair, and my hair was like steel wool because I didn't have curly hair like my siblings. And my hair was just tough. There are days that I was going to school and my brother would ask my cousins to see if they can fix my hair on the road because they knew I was going to be bullied. And
how did you overcome that? How did you strip yourself of all those names and all that ridicule and stand in your beautifulness?
when I became a Christian, I was at church when I was 17 to be exact. My pastor, Bishop Joseph Rose, was preaching and he said that God loves you. Even if you're not as pretty as Marie. And I said, my pastor called me pretty because my pastor was a hot boy. Sorry, I mean hot pastor. So when he said that and he called me pretty, I went back to my friend's house and I looked into the mirror. And I started noticing myself. I didn't even smile
It's a chance.
because I didn't even smile. I don't know what I looked like when I was growing up. I did not look into the mirror because I knew I was ugly. I didn't keep friends, I didn't talk or anything like that because I was convinced and nobody wanted to hang around me except my childhood friend Debbie. You know, she would hang around, but you know, she have her friends, but when she get a chance, you know, she would be around me. And after looking into the mirror, I said, but I'm not so bad looking. And I never stopped looking into the mirror to this very day. I make sure I smile the widest I can, and I never stop smiling.
So when you look in the mirror, you said, I'm not so bad looking. But when you look now, what you say?
I say, oh my God, this is somebody's wife.
And of
And I
course.
look into the mirror and say, God, I mean, you gave me beauty for ashes. I'm almost 50, and I'm telling you, God has been good. Everything, I owe it all to him.
We
Yes.
take a break. When we come back, we continue our conversation with Anne-Marie. She made her way to university. How did she do it? More when we get back.
The Alex Show.
At age 20, Anne-Marie was reading at a grade 3 level, but somehow you made your way to university. Anne-Marie, take me into that.
Well, could not read after I got married, 2000. After I finished, I finished Bible college and I could able to read a little bit more. I was about 22. So I could read a little bit more, but not as fluent as persons. So I got a job to be a sales clerk. My job, where salary was like $1,250 for the week. So I chose my partner, and within 3.5 years of marriage, we moved into our own home.
Block by block.
It wasn't the best house, but at least it was ours. After finishing our home and moving to our home, I said to my husband, babes, I can't be working $1,250 anymore per week.
Elevation time.
Yes, so I said, I'm going to school, I'm going to try one subject. That was an uphill task. So I signed up to do English, CXC, and I got a teacher who was like an angel. In every stage of my life, God would provide somebody there to help me. I struggled with English. I did the CXC, and God bless me that I have passed it.
Yes.
So I said to myself, with this mentality, if I can pass one subject,
You can pass
I
another.
can pass two subjects.
Yes.
So the following year, I went and I did another subject. I got it. I said to myself, if I can pass two subjects, I can pass 3 subjects, and I followed that principle. I said to myself that, you know, I've always wanted to work in the hotel industry, to work like at a front office, because those people are always just nice and everything.
Yes.
So I went and I did a front office operation, and I was successful, and I did it level 2 through Heart Trust. And
Great.
so when I said that, I said, okay, babes, it's time for you to go back to school. So
Yes.
he went back to school. He's a chef.
You know what I love? I love to see how you both of you are supporting each other right there. You're like, babes, let's do this. Okay, then it's your time now. And this is the kind of things that we want to encourage in relationships
Yes.
too. You know, and among our friends, encourage each other. That's
Yes,
beautiful.
thank you.
Yeah.
So he went back to school and he did his, he's a chef. Oh, the best chef in the world.
Yes.
So he went back and he did his level 1 and level 2, and he was successful, and he started working to a hotel, and there we go. So right there and then, I got employed to a company by the name of Harley Davidson in Ocherius, San Montego Bay. So I said to my husband, babes, I want to go back to school, because I was employed as a store clerk. And I realized that, okay, they have something contagious. The first day of my employment, the boss raised my salary. The first week of my employment, the boss raised my salary. The first month of my employment, the boss raised my salary, because I realized that I got what he wanted. Because my personality, my smile, my sales techniques was above par. And he loved me. They loved me. And I said, all right, let me do that. So I started doing short courses.
Yeah.
So I short courses. I didn't have any idea that I was going to be a manager one day or anything. So they let me be a supervisor, and I supervised. Then they let me be an assistant manager, and I said, God, then management thing, and I can't handle it. So I did I was supervising management course.
Yes.
So at all times I tried to like upgrade
Keep
myself.
moving
So
forward.
while I was there now, I said that if I'm successful in that,
Yes.
my real passion is something else. So I applied to Heart Trust to do a course in early childhood education. I did level 1, I did level 2, I did level 2 and level 3. So level 3 was a diploma. And I said to myself, okay, if I can get a diploma, I can get a degree. Because I got a certificate, no, I got a diploma, no, I need a degree. So I braved myself up and I applied to UWI.
Yeah.
So I said to myself, I can't do university work. I don't know maths, I don't know English, I don't know nothing. I didn't even know how to use computer.
But when
I
you
applied.
started to apply yourself, it started to work.
Yes. What I found out about God is that You work the word works for you. The word works for you. So I said, God, you said I should trust you, and I'm going to trust you on this. And if you're pushing me in a direction, I'm going to go. I said to myself, God, if you take me out on a limb and I fall off, that means you're teaching me how to fly. I said, God, now I'm on the limb, so you have to teach me how to fly.
It would have been tough for you at university.
It was
You
hell tough.
eventually left with what? What did you gain from University of the West Indies?
I first class honors.
First class honors, Anne-Marie.
Yes, I did.
So you're now a trained teacher.
So I'm a trained social worker who I've never been to high school. When I applied for UA and I was going there, somebody called me and they said to me, Marie, university is not for you.
What?
You're not brilliant and you can't do UA work.
Were you now reminded of when persons used to call you names
Yes.
and speak down to you?
Yes. So I did what is called a reverse psychology. I'm now teaching at Iona High School in St. Mary.
What subjects do you teach?
Well, I teach HFLE and I teach religious education.
What's HFLE?
Health and family life education.
Oh, great.
Yes.
Now, Anne-Marie, what's next for Anne-Marie?
Well, I say to my masters, I'm coming. I say to my doctoral studies, I'm coming. And when I've learned all of that, then I'll begin to teach and learn something new.
What would you like to say now to all those who have supported you over the years, and what would you want to say to Anne-Marie about moving forward?
I would like to say to everyone out there, give people a chance. I would like to say, don't write off anybody. A lot of people wrote me off. A lot of people gave up on me, but God has not given up on me. I want to say also, there is this person that was in Clarendon that when nothing was going on for me in the country, and I was so broke as a young person, he would say to me that, come and see me. When I go there, he would give me like some money. I could take care of my personal stuff, buy a little grocery for the home, because I'm not selfish. And I would take it there, help my mom to pay little bills, and so on. So with that thing, they have taught me. And with that, I just want to transcend it to everybody. I don't believe that any child should be left without an education. Hence, I started my Back to School charity 2012 because people didn't give me a chance. I don't want to see one child grow up without an education. So what I do is that sometimes I use my salary. I ask some of my friends to help me every year. From 2012, I would help like hundreds of children. Primary schools, I'd give them uniform because every child should get uniform for school free of cost.
You know what is good? The Lord has always blessed you with somebody to help you. So
Yes.
you're now helping others.
Yes.
Anne-Marie Morant James.
Yes, sir.
You are an inspiration.
Thank you.
I love your story.
Thank you.
And you continue to shine bright.
Thank you.
Bright, bright, bright.
Thank
All right,
you.
and big up Mr. James for me now.
Yes, I will.
All right,
Yes.
thank you so much.
All right.
I want to thank Anne-Marie Morant James for sharing with us today on the Alwick Show. Truly a story of inspiration, and that too will help me to stay motivated, and I hope it will help you too. I'm Marek Mackenzie. Thank you for joining us.